Alright, I think we're going to do a little work to the Crown Vic today. Probably not too much. Oil change maybe if it needs it. Can't remember the last time I did it. And I know it's got a headlight that's out. And I want to check on the rear brakes because one of them's kind of grabbing. So not a ton, but other than that, it's been running pretty good. Drives fine. That one sticky brake's kind of annoying though. So hopefully we can check that out. Yeah, if I give the brakes a little tap, kind of get them to grab. So we'll check her out. Other than that, running pretty good. Alright, that don't look too bad under here. I suppose I could probably stand to blow that out too while I'm here. Let's just see if the oil is really dark or really clean. Kind of in between. Can't really tell if I've changed it or not. I might do that, but I'll blow that out for sure, check all the fluids. I think we should be alright. I don't think we're leaking. Can't see in there, but pretty dry. I'll fill that up. I went ahead and took a little bit closer look at the oil, and it doesn't look like I've changed it recently, so I'll go ahead and do that. I went ahead and I topped off the radiator and checked the power steering. That's good. Checked the brake fluid. That's good. So we'll get the oil drained out and change that out of it. And I'm still going to blow that filter out, and then we'll change one of these headlights. Pretty sure it's that one. Pretty sure that one's dead. So we'll throw a new one in there. Alright, I got the oil draining out of it here, and this engine's kind of weird. It's got two drain plugs on the oil pan. It's got one up in front here, and then one in the back right there. So I got them both opened up, and I'm going to let them drip. I got the oil filter off, and it has definitely not been changed in a while. So we'll slap that on, and then I'll just let this drip for a while and get as much out as we can. And then we'll put 5 quarts in her, and she should be good. Alright, the oil's all changed, and I just checked my lights, and it's that one that's out. Kind of what I figured. I also found out that my running lights don't work at all. So that's something I'll have to look at, but let's get that headlight out of there first. Now this whole frame here is not in very good. I think it's only got one screw because the other mounts are broken, but we'll take that screw out, which isn't even the right screw, and then I think this whole thing just kind of pops out of here. I think. Thought. Got a piece of wire holding it in. Got another one over here. It's quality install on this headlight bezel here. Pop these out. There we go. Now we get to all the screws that hold that frame in. Yeah, I don't know where all that water came from. I must have a chip in it or something. Somewhere. Alright, let's go ahead and get the new one in. And put a little dielectric in there. While we're at it. Why not? Yeah, it should be alright. Alright, let's give her a test before we button her up. Nice. Alright, we got the new headlight in. I went ahead and I found a couple of a little bit better screws for that. They fit a little bit better. They're still not the right ones, but at least they hold it. Nothing on the bottom. I cut them little pieces of wire I had in there. But we got that changed. Now we got to go to the running lights. I'm pretty sure it's not the bulbs. They looked fine. And the fact that none of them work, front or back, kind of leads me to believe it's something with the whole system. So I'm going to go in the car and check the fuse box and just see if there's a separate fuse for the running lights. And see if that's blown. And maybe we can just replace the fuse and they'll work again. Odds are though, if it is a fuse, it means I got a short somewhere. So hopefully it's a short that's there all the time and not an intermittent one. But we'll go ahead and see what we can do. Alright, well, I took a look at that fuse and seems to have power coming in and going out. The fuse looks okay. And according to this very subpar diagram, the only other thing in the circuit there is a headlight switch, so I'm kind of leaning towards that. I suppose it could be wires too, but to get at it I think I'd have to take it all apart, and I'm not going to do that unless I have another switch ready to put in. So I'll have to order that up. Nothing I can really do about that now, so we'll just go ahead and move on. We'll get this thing backed out of here and dropped off the jacks and spun around, and we'll look at the rear brakes and see if we see anything there. Figure out why it's grabbing every now and again. Alright, I got the wheel and the drum off of here, and you can see how how filthy this thing is in there. And the drum is completely full of crap. So I'm kind of wondering if maybe all that dust and gunk and whatnot is getting caught between the brake drum and the shoe here. You can kind of see it. It looks like it is over on this side. And that's causing it to kind of grab when you hit the brakes. I'm not entirely sure. I don't see anything obviously broken, no springs falling off or anything like that. So I think I'll clean this up and just double check, make sure there's nothing broke with it, and then put it back together and see how it does. I mean, you can see little spiders in there and everything, so yeah, maybe just cleaning it out will help. Alright, I got a little bit of it cleaned off anyway, and when I was brushing off the wheel cylinder here, I don't know how well you can see it there, but there's a little bit of wetness on the bottom of that wheel cylinder, so apparently that's seeping a little bit, and I suppose that caused my whole problem. It didn't look like the axle seal was leaking, I don't think, so we're good there. I guess I'll just have to replace that wheel cylinder. Looks like I'm going to have to order some parts. They're pretty cheap though, so I'll get both of them, and I'll get a set of brake shoes too while I'm there. But that's pretty much all I'm going to be able to do today with this thing, so I suppose I'll throw the wheel on and park it back outside. When the parts come, I'll start throwing them in. We'll order a headlight switch too and see if I can swap that out and fix my lights.